So I'm on one of the trophy sites, not the main one, not PSN Profiles, but on True Trophies. They do a thing where you can see how many days in a row you've gotten a trophy, any trophy, so you can do like a streak.
Okay, that's kind of neat. I'm into that.
And my longest one is only like 60 days because I keep having like one day where I just don't get a trophy. But I'm currently on a streak from the 22nd of December to today, so it's like a 38-day streak, whatever. And I have just been so busy today, so I haven't got a trophy. But there's a trophy for doing this fucking NieR dungeon. So we need to wrap this shit up so that I can get a trophy in today because I must keep up my streak to keep up the fact that I have more trophies than you. Friends, this is I Have More Trophies Than You. This is a video game podcast about video games and the different ways that people play them. I am one of your hosts, Dr. Ryan, who is now unfortunately only the 88th best gamer in all of North America because my evil friend Chris won't let me play all of my shitty little platinums anymore.
I think that was a mutual decision, and hey.
Introduce yourself.
I was going to say, I'm also your host. My name is Chris, and this time I won't be the one talking about Final Fantasy XIV because someone else is going to talk about it.
Not me. Like, I barely played it.
I figured your nightmare scenario of trying to get in was enough.
Oh, fuck me. Okay, so here's the deal. Fucking Chris got me back into Final Fantasy XIV because there's enough people playing it and it's some trophies. And it was like, fuck it, everyone's having fun. I want to get in. It seems fun. So I restarted my account. I bought Endwalker. I've been playing it. I'm up to like the first, what's it called? Trial?
Yeah. First trial.
I do the first trial. And I was like, you know what? This was fun to play myself. Now I'll wait and I'll transfer servers when the server transfers are open so I can be in the free company with my friends and play everything. And little did I know, these fuckers at Square will not let me transfer to the same server as everybody. So now I had to transfer to the same data center. So now I'm just like, technically we can play together, but I can't be in your free company.
Right.
That's basically it, right?
That's pretty much it. That is at the end of the day, that is the only thing you just can't do with us is you can't be a part of the free company. But that's something that's like pretty temporary, I think. I'm hopeful that in a few weeks, whenever we get patch 6.1, that our server will unlock finally. Because I didn't realize, but there are two classifications for being a congested server, and one is where they lock you completely from patch to patch to patch, and then the other one is like what we're more used to, which is like, hey, during peak hours you're congested, no one can make new characters, no one can transfer over. Totally makes sense. But currently Leviathan is a like locked server, like you just can't even get into it. So
basically you made me spend all this money and then you fucked me.
Because I didn't even know. I mean, that's it's such a weird thing, and I'm like so thankful that every time, you know, a new friend jumps over to our server, I get to learn more about the process of doing it, because I feel like I'm slowly becoming a professional in like how you would even go about transferring a character when I've never done it. So.
I really do think at this point, the message for anybody out there is don't play Final Fantasy XIV if you're not already playing it, because you can't play with your friends and you won't be able to play anything that you like. Just don't play this game.
Don't play it yet. Give it needs a little bit more time to kind of slow down.
What a weird story of a game being so good that you can't play it.
But isn't
this game is
that's like the whole fun thing
that
about
you're not allowed.
It's so great because remember, it was so bad that no one wanted to play it.
Yeah.
It's come full circle. It's suffered from being too ambitious and being something that it couldn't live up to, and ultimately being a failed game. But then revitalized by the savior Yoshi P into this game that is a monolith now, and is just like, it is there, and it is the zeitgeist of video games right now. It is like, you got to be playing Final Fantasy XIV to be like, oh yeah, like that's just kind of, it feels kind of like when WoW was in its heyday, where it's like, you're not playing WoW?
Yeah.
Like what? It's like, yeah, Final Fantasy is finally there. It took 10 years, but...
Now, I'll say this as the difference of, man, you got to be playing WoW versus you got to be playing Final Fantasy XIV. At least in WoW, you could just get in and start playing. In Final Fantasy XIV, you have to do the shit ass main story quest where it's just talking and talking and talking and boring fucking talking. At least in WoW, if you really wanted to, you could skip all that shit. You really could.
I think that's the difference, though, is that one, and it's hard to say like good story when you've skipped most of it because you have no context for anything, so nothing really matters to you. You have no stakes to build upon. You don't have any like lineage of your character of like all the choices you made and deaths that you've seen.
I've been playing since the launch of A Realm Reborn. I'm an old school player, so
but you have not played Stormblood or Shadowbringers.
I just think that's not true. That's not true.
Their story from beginning to end.
No, you didn't say that. You just said, "Did you play it?" I played a little bit, and then I skipped it for $10 American or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit, man. I really don't. Fair. I just want to play the fun game with my friends. I'm a summoner now. I make little guys show up, and I summon them, and I'm having a good time. But I don't give a shit about this story. I really don't.
That's completely fair. I think that I really hope that one day they do a version of this game where like you can get the whole story in kind of like a shortened time span, because I do think it's one of the best Final Fantasies ever made.
It's just too much fucking talking. That's the other thing. It's like, dude, I did like 6 quests in a row that were literally just go over here, talk to someone, go over here, talk to someone, like there was no interaction. It was literally just read cutscenes.
Yeah.
At that point, you're just making me bored by the fact that I have to walk to the next cutscene. Just show me a movie.
I totally get that. I mean, it's also something that you kind of have to look at it that this is content that is made to be absorbed over time, not in like a short burst like you've done. So it's like, bursting.
Call me a burst boy over here because I'm bursting.
We bursting? I burst over Final Fantasy all day, but it is something that like it's you can tell in the way they even talk about it that it is something they're going to have to address very soon, especially when we are now moving to a new story. Like we are now moving on, and I really feel like a skip potion is probably in the near future for returning people or players that are trying to get to the next story, because I have a feeling that with the new story, there will be plenty of things and probably even characters that will continue on, and that stuff will be important. But like, they'll hopefully be like a new base, that anyone can jump into and kind of like understand what's going on. It'll kind of feel like going from 1.0 to 2.0. It's like, well, what about the legends of the White Raven and stuff like that? And did they really pull this moon down to the fucking planet? It's like, yeah, all that shit actually happened and it's cool. Too bad no one was around to experience it, but we have it in the folklore now of the game, and now I feel like what we've experienced from 2.0 to now is it will become the next folklore. It's like, oh yeah, all that stuff did happen, but you can still kind of re-experience it. But I don't know, I'm really excited for it. I'm stoked to play with you. I can't wait to do these NieR raids because I think like these are some fun fucking raids. But yeah, there are 3 of them, by the way. You know that, right?
Yeah. Every Alliance raid has had 3 parts.
Yeah.
And I have to redo all of them for trophies. So we're eventually going to do every Alliance raid. Has there been an Alliance raid for Endwalker yet? Is that not out yet?
No, that's 6.1. In which it's entitled the Secrets of the 12 or something like that. We're going to learn about the gods, finally. And like what who their identities really were, which I kind of have some pieces of like who those may be, but it's something that we're still kind of looking forward to.
It doesn't matter, as all I care about is it doesn't fucking matter. It's going to be a lot of skip cut scenes and bosses for fat loots, because that's all that matters in an MMO.
You're not wrong.
I just want to accrue trophies, baby. That's all I care about, getting them trophies. I'm gonna fuck it. We're going straight into the platinum report. Playing music. This is the beginning of like my fucking like withdrawal symptoms. I've only gotten 11 new platinum trophies in the last 2 weeks. That hurts me.
See, I feel like in 2 weeks time, it's gonna be back to like 35 guys. Like we're back on the old train again.
I'm getting fucking the shakes of not playing. Like
you're having withdrawal symptoms.
But the thing is, like, out of these 11 games, only like 1, 2, 3, 4 are like shitty games. So the rest of them were pretty okay. I also got 4 non-platinum 100% because, and we'll talk about that in a second. But here are the games that I've platinumed since last time we spoke. Fast and the Furious Spy Racers: The Rise of Shifter.
Oh fuck yeah! How was that?
Dog shit. It's probably the worst. It's made by this company called Outright Games, who are the people that made like the what's it called? They made the Race with Ryan game.
Oh yeah.
They made the Paw Patrol game. I think they made the My Friend Peppa Pig game.
Fast and Furious.
Dude, you want to hear something hilarious? So I got all the trophies in My Friend Peppa Pig, and then I gave it to my niece for Christmas. Now they're releasing a PS5 version with DLC. I have to buy a new copy because I just can't borrow it because my niece plays that game like every day. She loves it, so I know that I can't get it back. I'm gonna have to buy Peppa Pig twice.
This is perfect. I love this.
Anyway, so yeah,
we're gonna do a whole episode on Peppa Pig in the future, guys.
No, we're not. Fast and Furious Spy Racers: Rise of Shifter is a dog shit game. The racing is bad. And here's what sucks. So, like card games, usually you have like items that you get. Instead, there's just like a energy bar, and everyone's got the same energy bar except they're like special. But like every single CPU's special is what basically attests to a blue shell, an unblockable stop. So it's like, yeah, they suck. I'm ahead of them. And then it's like, oh, you're stopped. Oh, you're stopped. Oh, you're stopped. Oh, you're stopped. I still win. It's just very annoying.
Right.
So that game's bad. Then we got the platinum in the Addams Family Mansion Mayhem. This is based on the new Addams Family movie. That game's not great, but it was fine. There was one very annoying trophy for you had to get through an entire world, so 6 levels without ever dying once.
Okay. That doesn't seem is it like a platformer or something?
Yeah, it's basically just a platformer.
Okay.
The thing is, though, is that the controls aren't great, and it's a lot of jumping, and it's an isometric view.
Oh, weird.
But it's 3D sometimes, so it's just like, fuck, I jumped. Because if you jump off that ledge, it's like, start the whole 6 levels over again.
Right.
And you have to do it in one sitting, so it's not, you can't even, like, save scum it. But whatever. We did get the platinum in ZJ the Ball Challenge level 5C because, we had all the other levels. That was the last one, so we did finish it.
Might as well complete it.
We have completed the 5th and final Control Platinum. Control for but
Japan.
Here's the thing. It was the Japanese PS5. We still don't have the Japanese PS4 DLC trophies because the copy that I imported didn't have that, and I can't buy those. So I did import another copy of Control, the PS4 Ultimate Edition, so I can finally get those 2 DLC trophies and then have every Control trophy.
How many physical copies of Control do you own?
Well, okay. I did sell one of them to a friend. I've only got 3 physical copies right now. Because I'll have 4. And then the 5th one was the American PS5 version. I got that for free on PS Plus. So, yeah.
I think of my favorite games.
I've only bought Control 5 times. I'm not crazy.
I think of my favorite games. I have somewhere around 3 copies, 3 physical copies of each of my favorite games.
I did sell my European Persona 5 Royal copy to a different friend because they wanted it. So now I only own 2 copies of Persona 5. But I do also own 2 copies of Persona 4 Golden, American and European.
So that's not bad.
Yeah. We also got the platinum in Barbie and her sister's Puppy Rescue on the PS3. That game is a fucking misery. Okay. I need your help.
Okay.
This game's title is completely in Japanese. I know what it's called in English. I'm wondering if it relates to the same thing. What does this say?
Let me see. The kanji is a little bit rough for me. Danju? Yeah. So it'd be Danju Faibarun?
Oh, good. Okay, because the game is called Dangan Feveron.
Okay.
It's a cave shoot.
It's Fee. It is Fee. You know what? That's Fee. That's not a Fi.
Do you know the company Cave?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a cave shooter. It was a remaster from a 90s cave shooter. Very fun game. It's all about shooting bad guys while disco balls are going on, and you got to save little cyborg dudes. Hardest trophy in that was definitely beating the entire game without ever dying once.
Oh, geez, yeah.
But there's a way to do that on the super easy mode. The super easy mode, how it works is if you get hit and you have a bomb, instead of dying, it fires the bomb off. So it's basically as long as you can, there's only so many bombs though. So as long as you can keep the bombs up, you can get through the whole game. That was a really fun game. I love shmups. So that was a very fun one.
I really need a new shmup in my life.
I suggest. What's that game called? The Game Tengoku Wait, hold on. I suggest the game on PS4, the Game Paradise Cruisin' Mix or Game Tengoku Cruisin' Mix, because the whole idea of it is that it's a shmup that takes place inside of an arcade.
Okay, did you play this on stream before?
Yes.
Okay, I vaguely remember you playing this. Like, okay, I'll check that out.
You can download this game. I got it pretty cheap on sale. There is a limited run version that you can get out there on the secondary market that's pretty expensive. I would love to own a copy. I just haven't seen one for sale, even though I've already platinumed it just to own it, because this game dopes. This game... Cut that out. Dopes. This game is...
No, we're keeping that.
Okay, hold on. I can't talk.
That's cool.
This game rules.
Hell yeah. This game fucks.
Okay. Two more really quick. Oh, we did get all the trophies, not a platinum, but we got all the trophies in Virtua Fighter 2 on the PS3.
Classic. Excellent game.
I'll explain why I did that in a couple games in a second. We did get all of the trophies in. Do you remember that game I played a couple of weeks ago called the Pig D, where you just held R1 and you got trophies?
Got it!
How dare you?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, well, they made a sequel called The Sheep P, where you get you share a sheep. It was $1 a piece. Nobody talk shit on me. We got all of the trophies in the escape game Aloha, which is a escape the room game from Japan on PS4. We got all the trophies in Haikyuu Ace Unlimited, which is a free to play puzzle game, like actual puzzles, like puzzles. We got all the trophies. Once again, no platinum in North, which is some shitty art project. We did get all the trophies in Zippy the Circle Challenge levels 3C and 4C from our friends at Christian Breakthrough Gaming.
Oh boy.
I'm very happy to announce I was the third person in the world to get all the trophies. I think I'm the fastest in the world at the moment. Do I have the record?
Oh shit. We got
somebody beat me. Somebody beat me. I'm still number 3 in the world to get all the trophies in. Meme Run 2. That's right. They made a sequel to Meme Run. Do you know about Meme Run?
I've never heard of Meme Run.
Meme Run was a game on the Wii U, which was a shitty endless runner game that used a bunch of memes, and it got taken down for copyright infringement.
Of course.
Well, somebody made Meme Run 2, and I thought it'd be, obviously, it'd be hilarious to get this to, just say, fuck you, I have it. I wanted to be number 1 in the world, but I didn't. For a while there, I was the fastest in the world, but then somebody outdid me. This game is absolute garbage. Do not buy it under any circumstances. The trophies are kind of glitched, where if you play the game for too long, you'll stop earning them. There's a trophy for getting a score of 2250 on one run, but the thing is that the game is constantly, the whole gimmick is that the game is annoying on purpose and constantly is putting shit in your way so you can't see. And it controls like shit. And then I got all the trophies in The Forgotten City, which is that Skyrim mod game about the time loop where you're in the Roman city.
Yeah, I was about to ask. I was going to say, is this that Skyrim game? Does it just play like Skyrim? Does it feel like you're playing Skyrim the whole time?
Yeah. Yeah, well, having never played Skyrim, it does feel a lot like a Fallout.
And it's just like its own fucking game?
So, yeah, well, okay, so the whole idea is that you basically, you wash up on this river, and this lady's like, hey, you got to go in here and find this guy. I can't find him. You go in there, and you find out he's fallen into a time, a time tunnel that sends you, then you fall into it, that sends you back to a forgotten, hidden Roman city. And the idea is that the people there are trapped there. And everyone has to live there under the golden rule, which is if one person commits a sin, everybody dies.
Huh. Okay.
And the magistrate of the town is the one who set up that. He's like, hey, I pulled you. I can set up this time loop. Please. All I know is that someone's about to sin and kill us all. You've got to find out what's going on. As a game, it is a very fun couple hours mystery.
Okay.
As a platinum experience, this game is fucking infuriating because it's all about talking to people and finding out this thread of this mystery, which is great. But the problem is there's all these trophies related to the best ending.
Okay.
And the thing is, if you talk to one person and just say the wrong thing once, at hour 1, it fucks everything up until the end of the fucking game. And so I sat there the first day I did it, and I was doing it. I was following everything, and I had accidentally opened a chest and read something before talking to someone, which means that when I tried to talk to them, I couldn't talk them down. My only option was to shoot them in the head. ruining everything. So I had to then
Restart.
I had to delete my save and start over.
Oh my god, that sounds
if you don't care
rough.
about I played it on PS5. There's still a PS4 version. Because I bought on PS5 because I wanted a physical copy, and the physical copies were only PS5. And also, I don't think it was cross-buy, so it didn't matter. But if there was ever a sale on the PS4 version, I would do it again, because now that I've done it, I know how to get through it quick.
Right.
But I don't know. I think you would have a fun time if you like mystery games and if you like talking and you know kind of like detective style. I could see people having a fun time with this.
Right. See,
it's only it's $30.
My only hang-up is that it is a Skyrim mod kind of thing, and it's like I'm kind of that I guess here's the thing is I might be interested because at least it's like a mod team that's working on it. I have more faith in them than I do Bethesda.
The game, okay, I'll tell you that there's no jankiness when it comes to like there's no Bethesda jankiness.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's not made in the Bethesda engine. It's made on Unity.
Okay.
It's just made to look like it's still
right. It looked like it's Skyrim, but it's not.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I might check it out then.
The first thing that opens up is the game says this game was made by 3 people. Please be nice to us, basically. Also, there's a big warning on the start game that just says, attention, if you're streaming this, maybe don't, because it would ruin it for other people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They really want people to play, but also I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Huh.
Wow. I've dropped to rank 88. We're at level 929. We've also dropped to rank 572 in the world. And it's like, I'm fine with it because I'm actually feeling really glad that I didn't have to play like 15 shit ass games. I could play some games that I wanted to from my back collection. But at the same point, it's like, oh, the number is red. I like it when the number is green. It means I'm going up. I will really quick say, if you were wondering why I played 4 games, the Virtua Fighter, the Escape game, the Haikyuu in the North. Mm-hmm. There's a thing on the PSN profile site called your A to Z Platinum Alphabet, which is getting the platinum from a game that starts with the letter A through the letter Z, right? And I did that. I've completed that. I also double completed by finally platinum a game with the Japanese title. That was Dagon Feveron. Then there's a secondary platinum you can go for, or alphabet you can go for, which is the Platinum Alphabet, which is based off of, instead of based off the game name, but based off the actual title of the platinum. I've done that except for the letter X. I have a platinum trophy that starts with every letter of the alphabet from A to Z. Then the third one is the same alphabet for games without a platinum. And that's what I'm currently working on. I've got 20 out of 26 letters plus a number, so 27 total. So I needed a V, an E, a H, and an N. So that's why I played those games. They were all fun, they were all cheap, and they were all quick.
Yeah. I mean, Virtua Fighter, I'm never going to complain.
North wasn't fun. North sucked. Don't play North. North was a piece of shit. Haikyuu Ace Unlimited was absolutely free, and it was literally just me playing the same jigsaw puzzle for an hour over and over and over again. But whatever. I was doing something else. Escape game Aloha was literally just a little escape the room puzzle game. Mm-hmm. It was fine. It had some good puzzles. And then Virtua Fighter 2 is Virtua Fighter 2.
Yeah, fucking one of the best fighters ever made.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but it was a fun game.
Oh, it totally is. It's just old.
As a kid who had a Virtua Fighter 1 arcade cabinet in their house because my dad found one on sale for $100 and gave it to us for Christmas. I'll tell you that Virtua Fighter is not a very good video game.
No, Virtua Fighter rule. Virtua Fighter 2 is better than Virtua Fighter 1, but
they were the same game.
Are they like down to it? Like, I don't know. I love it. I have it for my Saturn. I love cracking out the Saturn and playing it. Yeah.
You know, I've never had or played a Saturn.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I got one from my friend who was he was moving to Chicago, I think. Maybe it might have been when he moved to Japan. But he was getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and he was about to list it on eBay, and I was like, "Hey, yo, I will buy that off of you." And he was like, "Oh, I'll just." I think he actually like just ended up giving it to me because he's like, "Oh, I'd rather somebody who's gonna actually enjoy it like take it instead of like some weird collector or something on eBay." So I was like, "Sick!" So I got a Saturn now, and I love it.
I don't know if there's really anything out there that I would ever be like, I need to own a Saturn to play this. I can't think of any games that are.
I mean, like all the games that you would, they've either been like remastered or like ported to modern consoles. Because I'd say like, yeah, there's Panzer Dragoon and Sonic 3D Blast and Sonic R, but it's like you could play all of those on something newer, and they feel
I also
a lot
don't
better.
give a shit about Panzer Dragoon.
Oh, Panzer's cool.
Never have, never will. They made that Panzer Dragoon, that first one, they made a remake on PS4, and I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll play Panzer Dragoon. And all the trophies were pretty easy, except one trophy for playing the game for 100 hours.
Oh, fuck.
That game is like, what, an hour long?
Yeah, it's fairly short.
Like, and they made it so you can't just
shooter.
leave it. They also just made it so you can't leave it idling.
Oh, God. Why would... See, I was going to say,
so
like, it wouldn't be that bad if you leave it idle.
No, you have to be actively playing the game.
Ugh. Can you, like, rubber band it at all, or is there any, like, good way of getting around that?
I don't think so.
Maybe... Oh, God, that's rough. I couldn't imagine doing it for 100 hours. Like, it's a great game to... Like, if you've got those nostalgia, you know, bites where you're just like, oh, I want to play something kind of older, more retro, then it's like, that's a great game to go to because it's short, it's sweet, it's great, and then you're out of it. You know, you're on to something new. So
yes, I love games like I'm a big fan of like those niche kind of like re-releases of old games, so I can just get the trophies, have fun, and get out. But when you have something like another one that really pissed me off was the Adventures of Mana on Vita.
Yeah,
it was really fun to play that game, and then they were like, "Oh, by the way, level every, get every class to 99."
Fuck it.
And so I was like, "Okay, cool. I'll play the game for about 5 or 6 hours, and then grind for 12 hours in the same spot, and then beat the game."
Yeah,
I did it.
That's intense. See, there are times where like
that is what I am worried about.
Is something like that?
No, I'm worried about that with those Final Fantasy 1 through 6s, if they did put them on.
Oh yeah, it'll be like that.
It'll be like
there. I mean, you could probably look at the trophy list on Steam. I haven't looked at them. But they would probably reflect that. I don't think that they would be too much more than what it already is.
Let's look it up right now.
Yeah, because I really need to buy those pixel remasters because they look fucking beautiful. Final Fantasy VI, I think, is also coming out soon too. That's the last one that they need to put out. So,
all right, Final Fantasy.
Let's see.
Where are the achievements? 24 Steam achievements. Let's see what you have to do. You must be what? Defeat 100 monsters, complete 10% of the bestiary entries, attain 10,000 gil, defeat 300 monsters, defeat 500 monsters, collect treasure from 10% of the chests.
Collect all
50,000 gil.
Ugh.
What?
Oh, I'm looking at Final Fantasy V. I'm looking at
collect treasure from 100% of chests, complete 100% of the bestiary entries.
The bestiary doesn't scare me too much.
Reach level 50 for all party members.
That's not bad.
No. All party members. Wouldn't that mean you have to... Oh, I wonder if they just mean in your one party. I thought they meant like you'd have to play the game 2 times to get the other 2 classes you can't fit in your party. But that's probably not what they meant.
Doesn't seem too bad. There's a streamer I really like to watch, and he's a big Final Fantasy 14 personality. And his username is Mr. Happy 1227, I believe.
Too many numbers.
Yeah, too many. I think it's because it's his birthday, but still too many. Don't put numbers in your name. Just be Mr. Happy. But Mr. Happy he's played all of them that have come out so far, and he's somebody who will 100% and platinum. Like he is a completionist when it comes to the games he likes. And I know that he's 100%ed all of those games and gotten everything. And that he would do it again if a PS5 version came out, but it didn't seem to take him too long. But he's very versed in them, so
I would definitely get all these trophies because the thing, like, get 100% of the chests. That's easy. Just find a guy that's like, here's all the chests. The annoying one here would be getting 100% of the bestiary entries because that means fighting one of every monster, and since it's random, it's there's gonna be some random monster you've never seen. Yeah.
The one thing that I can say is we've been playing through Final Fantasy VI together, me and my wife, like slowly.
Well, I'm sorry.
My wife, my wife have been playing through Final Fantasy VI, and like that's one thing we like to do is pick a really long JRPG, and then we kind of just make little bits through it through like a year. And with that game, we are trying to get all of like the I can't remember what character right now. Like my brain just totally turned off. But there's a lot of things you have to do where you basically have to kill every monster. It's for like the blue mage, the weird little beast kid that follows you around. And so like we've been checking off that list, and it hasn't really been that bad because. Like if there is a blue mage in a game, they're very good. Like guides online are very good about being like, hey, these monsters are what you can find here, and these ones are missable. So just grind for those real quick. So
who's the best blue mage of all time? Is it the big dumb frog from 9?
Quistis or not Quistis? That's from Final Fantasy 8. Quina, yeah, Quina is probably the best one. I always like that one's weird for me because Quina is kind of like like because all the Final Fantasy 9 classes that was when they started like giving you 2 classes in one, and it was like kind of like a Templar.
Don't they get their powers from eating the monsters?
Blue mages?
No, that one from 9.
No. I think you could eat some of the monsters, but you got them from just like seeing the spell or getting hit by it.
I thought maybe it is something to do. I thought that character had something to do with
it's
eating.
I know that to get Quina like the best you can, you have to do the frog catching thing where you have to catch 102 frogs.
Their weapon like a giant spoon?
Yeah, it's a fork. Like their ultimate weapon is just a giant fork.
What have you been playing?
I finally jumped back on the horse and I've started streaming again. Which you guys check out, twitch.tv/BlazeTK. I'm trying to do 3 streams a week right now, and what we're doing on the stream is playing through my backlog top 50. And it's like I'm not guaranteeing to like finish any of the games. We're kind of just play them until we get bored, and then we'll kind of move on. But the first game, like and I'm randomly choosing them too. So like I'll throw in a random number generator and then just choose whatever game is on the list. And we got game 36, which is Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. So I've been playing a lot of that.
One of the best Final Fantasy games of all time.
It is, and it's like just gameplay wise, it's so fucking good. I have my
complete in-box copy of that game, and I have been looking at I have been hovering over buying one of those those analog pockets on eBay for scalper prices.
Ooh, no. Well, yeah. You got the money to do that.
I could, but it's like I could just be playing Final Fantasy.
How much are they?
Like $400, which is like 100%. There you go for like $200. So it's like it's a double increase. But it's like pay double and have it now, or wait until like next year. It's like I could have it now and I could be playing because it plays GBA games, right?
I believe so, yeah. Like pretty much any of those kind of handhelds.
I thought it played Game Boy. It plays Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, and Game Boy Color, and then there's
adapters for like
adapters you get for Game Gear and shit like that.
Which that's all I need. Give me that device is so dangerous for me because if I buy that, I'm buying the adapter and then I'm hunting down copies of like Sonic Chaos, or actually I have my copy from a kid, but like Sonic Trouble and all these like weird Game Gear games because I fucking love the Game Gear rules. It's just it was way too
and yeah, it's got adapters coming for the Neo Geo Pocket,
like that,
and the Atari Lynx. I don't know if any of those games I give a shit about, but
I could pass on the Lynx, but the Neo Geo I'm down with. Like that's cool. Like there's some cool fighters and stuff. Like Sonic Pocket Adventure, I could play that. I just want Sonic games on my handheld, but like, no, I've been playing some Tactics Advanced, and oh man, I would actually, if I could ever get my hands on one of those analog things, like I would so fucking love it. Like,
well, you can also get a dock for it, so you can use it as a streaming.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, so out the door, it does Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance, and then it's got the adapters right now. It's got Game Gear adapter. You can get now, and then eventually it's got Neo Geo Pocket and Atari Lynx adapters. I don't know of anything else it would really need. That's about it.
Yeah, that seems like everything.
Maybe a Wonder Swan.
Oh, that would be awesome. I have a couple Wonder Swan games that I don't have a Wonder Swan. So
are Are there any WonderSwan games in English, or was it completely Japanese?
I think it's completely Japanese. Yeah.
Well, I don't give a shit.
There's so many times where I passed up a WonderSwan. Like I was like, oh, I kind of want, and then I just never bought one. I think next time I go to Japan, I'll pick up a WonderSwan.
Analog, sponsor this podcast and send just me an Analog Pocket,
send
not Chris.
Ryan can buy one at scalper prices. He's got the disposable income for it. Send me one. I need one.
Give me one. All right.
Oh, but yeah, like I've been playing that. That game fucking rules. And then I have been playing some more Dragon Quest in my free time, and then of course like Final Fantasy. But like the game that I keep hovering over right now is Spelunky 2. Like that finally came to
I never played Spelunky 1 or gave a shit about it.
I was gonna ask you, like, are the trophies? Do you know if the trophies in that game?
The trophies are insane. It's like beat the entire game in one sitting without dying from the beginning world. Beat the hardest. Let me look at my point.
Because I
fucking love
Spelunky 1.
Spelunky 1 is number one. It doesn't have a platinum.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And yeah, the trophies are like. Complete the game without using shortcuts. Complete the entire game in under 8 minutes with no shortcuts. Complete 100% of the journal. Rescue all the hidden character. It's a bunch of hard shit.
Right.
And then Spelunky 2 does have a platinum. But yeah, it's all do everything in a non-seeded run, which means it's all got to be like random.
Right.
And I just don't care.
Oh my gosh.
That's what it comes down to is I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I would say like if you're into the kind of like, you know, ever-changing roguelite, whatever, especially like ones that are kind of harder, like I don't know if Meat Boy is like a standard of hard or something, but like the harder
Meat Boys is the gold standard for so fucking hard you're not having fun.
I think Spelunky is in that range.
Well, no, because Meat Boy's different. Meat Boy is masocore, and Spelunky is hard but fun.
Fair. Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of it is
masocore because you have to hate yourself to play Super Meat Boy.
That's true. I like Meat Boy, but I haven't played it since like that summer of Xbox Live. But
if you want to play Super Meat Boy, but also don't want to like destroy your life, get Celeste, and you can turn on the assist mode that makes it way easier.
I do need to play through that. Celeste looks so fucking good.
Celeste is fine. I don't think it's as special as everyone says it is. I think it is
it's another sad boy game.
It is an okay like jumping puzzle Meat Boy game with like this weird I'm so sad I have depression story that I just could not give two shits about. Speaking about another game I couldn't give a shit about.
Yeah. Are we getting into it?
Is there any other business to take care of, or should we get into this?
Oh boy, I can't wait to hear what your thoughts on this are, because I guarantee that my thoughts are so vastly different.
You know what's weird? This is the first real episode of this show that we've done in over a month and a half, because the last episode was the resolutions, and the one before that was the
game of the year,
the end of the year. So we haven't done anything since Yakuza, which got a shout out from Yakuza fan.
Yeah, like that was huge.
Yeah,
like yo, Yakuza fan. Name of that account?
Is it just Yakuza fan?
I think so. On Twitter, yeah. That was funny because I was just on their Twitter like a couple days before that, just reading weird Yakuza fan stuff, and then all of a sudden like they retweeted us.
Oh yeah, they retweeted us talking about it. We had a good episode, so thank you, Yak fan.
Yeah,
Yakuza fan. Shouts the fuck out. I can't wait for more Like a Dragon, baby.
Oh my. Yeah, next Yakuza game we got to do it.
Are they going to call it, do you think they're going to call it Yakuza Like a Dragon 2? Are they going to start the number over?
I don't know, cuz like again in Japan it's not called that. I know it's called
yeah, in Japan they'll call it Ryuga Gotoku 8. But in America, just call it Yakuza Like a Dragon 2.
I think that's how it will be. I think that'll be the distinction.
Yeah.
Just because, like, America's always got to name things differently to get people interested in it again, but...
Yakuza More Like a Dragon.
More Like a Dragon. Yakuza this time
no,
it's
fuck
actually
that.
a dragon.
Call it Yakuza More Human Than Human, and fucking Rob Zombie's in it.
Dude, I think Rob Zombie would like fit in the Yakuza universe, strangely enough. You know what though? Like, are you excited even though for another Yakuza? Because the head of the company's gone. Like the guy that made those games what they are is gone. Like in a lot of the team.
I'll play another. I don't give a shit. I'll play another like a dragon-ish type game. Make it a turn-based game, but also Yakuza More Human Than Human. Here's my pitch: is that Ichiban goes to a new city and meets Rob Zombie, and Rob Zombie needs him in his new band, and is a whole side quest to get back his Dracula. And then he goes, "Hey, Ichiban, you got to get me back in Durango, number 95. Take me to a hot spot, watch me ride." And
then it turns into Dawn of the Dead. It's just the new Yakuza zombie game.
Oh, that's how they do the new Yakuza Dead Souls. It's Rob Zombie shows up and he says, "We got to burn through the bridges and burn through the witches." And then you got to do a turn-based battle with Ichiban and Rob Zombie, and Rob Zombie has a gun. Anyway, let's talk about NieR Automata.
All right. Guys,
you're in charge. I want you to lead this one because you saddled us with this horse shit. So I hope you're knowing what you're doing because you're in the reins.
This is a dangerous thing. The good thing is that I have a lot of notes over this game, mostly the story stuff, because it's like that is something that I played this game when it first came out, like fucking years ago. When did this game even fucking come out? That's the one thing I've been meaning to look, and I never fucking looked up. Was it 2016?
No, this is a 2017 game.
Okay, 2017. Yeah. Fuck, this game is old.
Because I remember that very clearly because while 2017 was the year of Persona 5, and I was going on about that, all the idiots were like, "Oh, your game of the year."
Oh, this game fucking rules, though.
Here's how I would like to open up our NieR discussion. I'm going to say a phrase. I'm going to say a sentence, and this is my thoughts on NieR Automata.
Okay.
I am a collector of video games.
Sure.
I keep my video games. Even the bad ones. I have, I'm not going to get rid of Fast and the Furious Spy Kids, even though it was a piece of shit game, right?
Right.
I don't sell games.
Okay.
Unless I have multiple copies. The only single-player PS4 game I have ever traded into GameStop because I didn't want it in my... 2 games. There's only 3 games I've ever traded in. They are Life is Strange.
Okay.
Life is Strange Before the Storm and NieR Automata. Because in my mind, all 3 of those games are fucking useless.
Really? That's rough. Have you played any of the other NieR games or Dragon Guard?
Not a single. This is the only NieR game I've ever played because everyone was talking so much like, "Hey, NieR fucking rules. You got to play NieR. It subverts everything. It's something. It does something with video games you'll never see coming." And I want to say, hey, the story of this game is not bad. The story's kind of interesting. It's nothing special. The gameplay of this game and the choices they made is criminal.
Really? I'm completely the opposite with it. I have one gripe about gameplay.
Well, that's not how we do this show.
Yeah.
We get to gameplay after we get to story. So you're leading it. You start us at the beginning of the story and tell us all about the game.
Okay. We're not going to go...
we are going to go completely in because that's what we do. Go ahead.
No, we don't. Don't even. All right. First off, I do want to talk about the opening mission because I think that the
opening mission is where this game lost me.
Really? Okay. Was it too hard or something? Like, what was it?
No, it's just explain and then I'll talk my shit.
So for the opening mission, it's you're playing as 2B and you're like, this is what I can't like. I would love to sit down with someone who has no fucking clue what NieR is, but like maybe has seen like a trailer or two because it does not.
Sitting down with them. I don't know what NieR is, and I played this game.
Well, I should have sat down with you because like when this game opens, it is fucking like, what's a shmup that's top to bottom, like Space Invaders. Or something like, is it Ikaruga? Yeah, Ikaruga. So it's like Ikaruga where you're like, it's literally a shmup in that moment. And it's like you've got a bunch of buddies, and they're all getting picked off one by one.
You're explaining gameplay. Talk about the story.
Right. Well, that's the opening of the story. Well, sure. Okay, yeah, that's the opening of the story. Is you are flying in your little like super cool Macross jet, and then your command, like all your dudes are like, we're going in to fight this Goliath. You know that you have been sent in to kill a Goliath model like robot that is causing some trouble on the surface of the planet, right? As you are making your way in, all of your buddies are getting picked off one by one, which it's hilarious in the sense that like the laser that fires is so like like, what is the word I'm trying to look for? It's shown to you. It's like it's right there, and then you're just like, well, see you later. You're fucking dead. Until eventually there's just you left, and then
maybe we're going too into depth. But
right, yeah. But like you're trying to get to the base to fight the Goliath or whatever. You fucking crash down because they beat up your fucking ship too much, and then you've got to go on foot to find this Goliath. You meet up with another character who's kind of got your back from the air, which his name is 9S. These are going to be your main two characters for the rest of this game.
I feel like you've completely skipped it. Like the opening. Okay.
No.
Here's how this game is. You are a android from the moon named 9S the war 10,000 years in the future. You're putting the end of this game onto it. I'm talking about it from the beginning.
Okay.
I can't believe you're the one that likes this game and I have to explain it.
No, I've got it all out for you.
You're going to the weeds though, man.
The thing is that you have to like set these two characters up in their moment, which is like they basically have to just to kill this Goliath that they're sent to kill. They blow themselves up. But you don't even learn everything until after this scene. Like you're thrusted into this game with no context for anything except for like the opening dialogue, which is like, oh, we're all life is to be, born into life and then die. Like you repeat this cycle and we're just kind of continuing on with it. And then it's like you do that. And if you die during this cutscene, guess what? You restart the game, and it's like
that right there is why this
and you get an ending.
Okay, hold on. That's why this game fucking sucks, because that mission can be up to 45 minutes, and if you die, you have to start over, and you can't skip those cutscenes.
But you also kind of beat the game in that moment too. You do get an ending.
Bullshit.
That is something you do. You get ending W.
You know what? I take it back. This is where the game lost me, was the very first scene where it opens up saying this game has no autosaves.
Yeah, I love that. I have that in my notes. I was like, the game opens by it literally telling you there is no autosave. Figure it out. It literally just says figure out how to save on your own. Play the game, and it's just like.
And
kudos.
No, fuck that. That right there led to all my frustrations with this game's gameplay. I can't tell you how many times I died and it's like, oh, you haven't saved for like 6 hours.
Yep. Or like you die at like a weird moment and then it's just like, oh, the game's over. Go start again. Like, or start up your save and try again. Just don't do this thing, that you did last time and you fucked up and got a joke ending.
What a terrible fucking way to make a video game.
It's so genius.
No. It's 27. At this point, it's 2017. I want a friendly experience to me, the user. I don't want this horse shit.
There are too many games like that anyways. Like this is a game that like gets to
I like all the endings? Yes. It's funny that there's 26 different endings.
Right.
Do I not like that if you get one of these, you could have to do 80 minutes of gameplay again? Fuck that. Okay. Get back to the story.
Okay.
So
all right, yeah. So whatever, like you guys kill the Goliath, both of you die. In this moment, 9S is like, hey, I'm uploading our fucking memories to the database so that like we can basically be reborn back on the fucking moon base. And then it goes into all this bullshit about like in the year like 5020 or whatever, humanity is attacked by aliens, and so they all leave and go to the moon, and then they all build these fucking androids to go combat the aliens on Earth, and then there's fucking robots now on Earth. And that's the one thing I kept trying to remember from this. Do they ever explain where the robots come from in this game? Because I know they do in another game.
The robots were created by the aliens. That's all you need to know. So it's androids versus machines. Right. Androids working for humans, machines working for aliens. Right. And they're fighting to try and defeat each side so that what am I trying to say? So that either the aliens or the humans can win.
Right. And so you just have this endless war that's been going on with the moon androids that they're sitting down, which is Project Yorha, which, you know, for the glory of mankind, right? And this is kind of where we start with 2B. 2B's memories have been re-uploaded to her and her new body, basically, on the moon. And when she meets up 9S, she's like, oh, yeah, that was some crazy fucking shit, right? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so it's very clear he did not receive that either. He did not. His memories in the moment, he didn't have time to upload his. So he just went for 2B's. 2B's got uploaded, and she's fucking upset about it. The Yorha command, they're like, hey, we've lost contact with like our human resistance dude on the planet. We need you guys to go down and find them. So they send 2B and 9S to the planet to go find the human resistance that is fighting these robots on the planet. They're fucking war. Once you talk to them, and this is where we're gonna start speeding this shit up. They're like, hey, fucking go to this desert. There's robots like acting weird, and we need you to just take care of them, right? When you get there to like I think this is one of the, I don't think it's the copied factory, but it might be like one of these abandoned fucking factories in the desert. You see all these fucking these are like the little, kind of wind up robots that you see everywhere with this game. And they're all just kind of like fucking like they're all like acting very humanist or like very human-ish. There we go. Like one's cradling or like rocking a cradle, and then you see like a bunch of the other robots are like mimicking sex in the meantime, and you're just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? And especially like when you think like, oh, these robots shouldn't have emotion or anything, and they're just fucking robots, and then all of a sudden they freak out. There's like they all like tackle each other and then create this cocoon, which gives birth to a new like humanoid looking motherfucker named Adam. And he is like new baby fresh, where he's just this big buff like naked anime dude without a wiener or any kind of genitals. He's like a Ken doll, like just nothing. And you have to fight him. He's like kind of, I wouldn't say the like first like actual boss fight you do. Probably
he's
like
absolutely
the second
not.
one.
He's like the third or fourth.
Is he? He's early in, but like as you fight him, yeah. Because if you do like all the side stuff, then I guess he's a little bit later.
There's no side. You have to do all that shit in the amusement park. You have to.
That's
the
after
first
Adam.
boss is the Goliath.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Adam's like one of the first things you do, because that's when you start learning that the robots are kind of like behaving very strangely on the planet.
Yeah.
And you fight Adam. Adam is like, again, he's learning as you fight him. It's a really cool boss fight because it like gets harder as you go on, which is really, I don't know, like I guess other games do that, but it's neat to see like, oh man, he's like not moving a lot, and then as he's learning as you fight him, he gets to mimic that and get stronger, which is cool. You and 9S take him out in a very cool fashion, and then of course like it wouldn't be fucking anime without just weird dumb stuff, because as soon as he's like down on the ground, then fucking another thing springs life out of him, and that's Eve, who is his brother, I guess. Like they're two of the same. They're like these weird, but now you have Adam and Eve, and they just fucking, Adam takes Eve and or maybe it might be the other way around, but they just fucking disappear.
Adam and Eve fuck off.
They get out of it. Yeah, they fuck off for a while. Which then you start getting a signal to for something like fucking at the this is where you go to the amusement park. After they fuck off, you follow a signal to the amusement park. Which is probably like, I think one of my favorite bosses in the game, probably my favorite boss in the game, is like the main boss of that area, was like the like singing lady in like the opera house. Like that fucking boss is so fucking cool looking. But yeah, you go there, you fight that boss, and then that boss is the one where when you kill it, you get like this kind of flash for a second. That's like, oh, what is this kind of like? Is it a memory? Is it what is like? It's just like a quick image of something, and then it's gone. And then for that, you're supposed to just kind of like infer like, oh, you just killed something with sentience. Like, you may think that it's just a robot or something, but it was kind of like living its own fucking life. But the one thing that I will say about this carnival area, I don't know how much you enjoyed that area. That was probably one of my favorite parts of the game, just because like
it was fine. Like, it was weird and kooky, but I did not like that boss fight with the singing.
Yeah, I like that one just because like I love how like there's a part in it where all of these different like I wouldn't call them dolls, but like these human looking like husks that are on like basically crucifixes like get smashed into the ground, and they're all like singing at you, and you have to kill them all to weaken her so you can actually kill her and stuff. Like, I kind of like that just because it's like I love the insanity that is the combat in this game. Like, when we get to gameplay and talking that, like I really like the gameplay of this game, and all the boss fights are fun because I get that like rush of kind of how I feel like when I play like I wouldn't say Dark Souls, but maybe more Bloodborne because it's a little bit faster pace, you know? And it's like, but it also has that twinge of like, I don't know, like Phantasy Star Online, kind of.
Fuck it. Let's get into gameplay. The gameplay in this game is ass.
This gameplay fucking rules. Like, this shit rules.
Is press a button over and over again. It doesn't really do anything. And what sucks is that it's all this bullet hell shit, but your character can't move fast enough to what they're putting out. And constantly they have these big boss fights where there's giant waves of bullet hell bullets, and they make you so that you can't walk fast enough.
Yeah, that's
I fucking hate that.
I mean, you can like kind of dodge out of the way.
The gameplay is not when you're like in that stun. They keep doing that thing where it's like, oh, 9S is stunned or 2B is stunned. Also, 9S's gameplay sucks because 9S is all about
9S is all about hacking, but
we've skipped ahead to the fact that you could play as 9S, so we should wait. Yeah,
okay. Let me just blast through this story then.
Yeah, this game is built into like endings, like we were talking about, and it's like the first time you play it, it's all one game, but it's like the first time you complete the story, which is just like the end of Act 1, is all 2B, and 2B's first like gameplay really doesn't matter. It's more just setting the story. Yeah, because when you play through 9S, you kind of get to see the other side, and it fills in a lot of the gaps of like question, like why are we just kind of going about doing all this, right? But yeah, from here, like we're actually not really too far off because from here we just go on to this like wooded forest area where you meet Pascal, who is a really major character throughout the story. They are a robot, one of the like alien robot things, and they are kind of like they're running this society of robots, and he's like teaching them emotion and like they're trying to be pacifist. They're trying to be pacifist machines, right? They're trying to be themselves, and from there a Goliath fucking robot attacks you, and 2B and 9S are like, oh fuck, you set us up, and they're like, no, we seriously have no idea what this attack is. So they start pushing underground to try to like, you know, fight this fucker or whatever. They're trying to get away and attack, and then you find out fucking Adam and Eve fucking show up, and they're like, hey, by the way, aliens are fucking dead. So I don't know what you're doing, but you guys aren't doing the shit that you think you're fucking doing, because if you're fighting this war to end the aliens, they're gone. And you find out that I think this is where you basically learn like the robots basically rose up and killed off the aliens by themselves. But yeah, so they keep moving on. This is when
2B fucking goes back to the commander and is like, hey bro, we found out that the aliens are fucking dead and the robots are starting to fucking disconnect themselves from their network. Like, so what's going on? And the commander is just kind of like, yeah, just take what you've learned and keep it to yourself. Like, don't let this get out, you know, just keep moving on. You know, we go figure out what, you know, go find the resistance and see what you need to do next. Like, don't trust them and stuff. And then you're pointed towards the Forest Kingdom, which is a bunch of robots that are being pacifist, and you have to go to the forest castle basically and find this king. And when you get to the Forest King, you find out it's a little baby. It's a little baby robot and a little cradle. And then another motherfucking android shows up and just Sephiroths it through the fucking chest right in front of you. And then you meet our third character of this game, A2, who is like another like Yorha android, but she is like off on her own. She's got really long white hair, and she's probably the most badass fucking character in the story, even though you don't really see her for too much until the end of the game.
She doesn't do much. She's just kind of like, I'm a bad guy. She doesn't do much.
She's just the cool character that shows up and just goes, hey, you know how your command is telling you to do all that stuff? Maybe they're the one betraying you, not me. And then pieces out. Like, they're the character just to sow the seed of doubt into your head of like, oh shit, is everything we're doing a lie? Like, do we really know what we're doing here? And I love it when like stories can do that, because this is like like, how far would you say into the game this is? Like 10, 15, like 10 hours into the game?
I don't even think that long.
Really? Maybe like 5-ish, 6-ish. I don't know. Like, I spent a fucking long time playing this game. Well, first, also, that fucking opening mission, like, I think God, that took me like 5 tries to get through my first time playing it through, maybe.
That opening, it took me 2 because I fucking died, and when it was just like, start over, I was like, fuck this.
What did you just play on normal difficulty too? Like, are there hard trophies? Okay.
Yeah. Well, when we get to the trophies,
we'll get there.
The trophies of this game are something else.
Right. So we've met A2, and after that we fucking oh my god,
you've skipped over an entire important part of.
Have I really? What did we skip over?
Yeah.
Is it the ship?
After Adam is killed by 2B, and she goes back.
We haven't killed him yet.
Yes, we have.
Nope. That happens after the castle.
This fucking game is so stupid.
Yeah, because that's literally the next thing that happens is you contact command. And you're like, hey, I found A2. She said that you guys aren't trustworthy. And they're like, no, she's the enemy. Go kill her. And then that's when you go and you meet up with Adam. And he basically tells you, look, here's what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to figure out, like, I'm studying humanity basically after humanity is gone. They're not fully gone, but he's like, I'm just trying to understand how to be more human, and this is cool, and I'll study this. And he is disconnected from the network, and he's also captured 9S, and he has altered him in some way, just to lure 2B in to fight her, basically. 2B then kills Adam, and saves 9S, and this is what sends off, like, everything else in motion in the game, because Eve then goes berserk and decides, like, well, fuck it, let's just ruin it all, and takes down the whole machine network by himself, and then starts creating a virus which he implants into 9S during the fight that you then go on with 2B and 9S to fight Eve. And while you're fighting, you have to, like, fight them, and then 9S will hack into them, and then, like, during that moment, fucking, that's when Eve is just like, boom, virus into 9S. You take out Eve, and then that's when 9S is like, yo, 2B, like, I've got this virus, and, like, you have to kill me. And then 2B, like, mounts 9S, like, in a very productive.
Once again, you're skipping an important part of that virus.
Which part of it?
This is where we learn that not only are the aliens gone, humanity's been fucking dead before the aliens even showed up.
Yeah, because I don't know. See, that's the thing is, I don't think you learn that until Route B is the thing.
reading Wikipedia, and you learn that. Yes.
During Route A?
It just says, this says the first and second playthroughs together.
Yeah, because I think that, because that's the thing, is that you do learn that in this moment, but I don't think it's at this moment of the game, because this is where you strangle 9S and kill him.
Honestly, parts A and B we could just talk about together because they do happen simultaneously.
Yeah, I was mostly just going to skip over B, because basically B is just, you play, like, once you've killed 9S, game's over, you restart the game, but this time you play as 9S. Route B is almost exactly the same, you just see it from 9S's perspective, and then...
And 9S can't fucking fight.
Right.
All he can do is hack enemies. And the thing is, you'd think it'd be like a fun little hacking minigame, except it's a puzzle, and there's only like 4 different versions of that puzzle.
Yeah.
So you end up just solving the same puzzle 100 times.
I'll give it like
fucking boring.
For 9S, yeah, I don't really care for his gameplay as much, because I really like 2B's gameplay a lot, and like and A2, I guess. They're
the same gameplay.
Yeah, but like the only real difference to 9S's thing is that the commander gives him that information of like what Project Yorha is, how it all started and began, and the whole reasoning is that he needs something to fight for. So he'll have something to fight for, and then they need a god worth dying for, and if they can give that into
humanity,
him, right? And then, and that's basically that humanity has actually been fucking dead, except
since before even the alien showed up. Like all of humanity died, and the only thing left is some incomplete human genomes on a fucking server on the moon. And these androids, they're just like, what else is there to do? We just got this. And then the aliens show up and like, oh, we got something to fight.
Right.
They're literally just fighting because it's literally fight or just don't exist.
Right. Because pretty much,
I might add, you picked another fucking sad boy game. This is all about like existence.
It kind of is. It is, isn't it?
What's the point of existing?
I promise the next game I pick will be a rad boy game.
Thank you.
But like, yeah, that's the not to be ending. So, which is like fine. Like I really didn't mind all of that to get that set up, but like. There is the third route, which is
No, I will say I do like it's basically you play through this whole game and you play as 2B, and it's all about I gotta stop these aliens, I gotta stop this, and you fight Adam and Eve, and Eve's like the big last boss, and at the end of it, 9S is just like, I got this thing in me, something's going wrong because Eve is making all of the machines go into a frenzy, and so 9S is like, I've been infected with this virus, you have to kill me. And the scene is literally 2B strangling 9S to death, and the game ends. Right. And then the game starts again from the beginning, but you're 9S.
Right.
It was like, there's some cool things this game does. Like it's
very, very cool.
But then like, you have to play 10 fucking hours of 9S's boring ass gameplay. I would relate 9S's entire second playthrough to basically the same as the Final Fantasy XIV quest line of go talk to her, go talk to him, go talk to him, go talk to him. Don't fight anyone. Go talk to him. Go talk to him. To the end.
But yeah,
the
like
third gameplay, then the game ends again after you get to that same ending again, where 2B has to kill 9S, but this time it's from 9S's standpoint, because 9S knows that if he uploads to the server with the knowledge that humanity is dead, then all the androids will do it, and then what's the fucking point? And everyone will just kill themselves.
Is the second ending, that's when we see the red girls for the first time? The girls in the red dress?
I don't remember. I know that's something in the third play.
Yeah. Because those are like these weird constructs that kind of like they're the ones that want to keep everything in the loop, basically. Of just like this endless war of the robots fighting the androids, and there never really being an end to it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, really when it comes into this like third section of the game, it is really just the conclusion of everything, where you just you get 2B and 9S at the Yorha base on the moon, and
because in the third playthrough, that thing that 9S,
The virus.
If I upload, they'll all get fucking what's it called? They'll all get infected.
Yeah.
Happens. It happens.
It happens.
And so Yora gets infected with the logic virus.
Right. And so 2B and 9S, they fucking piece out of there after, I think they blow up, like the commander issues like a self-destruct sequence or something.
Yeah.
And it fucking blows up the base on the moon. They leave and are heading back down to the planet. And they're fighting like waves of fucking dudes. And this, again, of course, 9S and 2B get split up again. And 2B is infected then with the virus. And this next section I think is really fucking cool because you're just like, the next like bit of gameplay is just you playing as 2B as she dies. She's like infected with this fucking virus. She's running, you make it to this bridge and you cross over and fucking A2 comes to your rescue. And that is when 2B decides like, well, this is it. I'm going to upload my memories into my sword and you have to finish my mission for me, A2. Please do that. And then since she's infected, she is like, hey, bro, you also have to kill me. So, of course, A2 is then like, yep, cool. Stabs her, kills her, and lo and behold, here comes 9S running across the fucking bridge, and all he sees is fucking A2 with her fucking blade through 2B's chest, and 2B just being like, oh, hey, Nines, bye, and then dies. Which I fucking love it, but it's like, this is like the most anime fucking situation we start getting into, because it's like A2 in that moment, she doesn't give a fuck. Like, she doesn't give a fuck about Nines. She's doing what she thinks has to be done, and she is not gonna care about his emotions one way or the other. Even though this game opens up with fucking 2B being like, stop being so emotional, 9S, you fucking dweeb. 9S fucking sucks through the whole fucking game. He is like the Shinji Ikari of this fucking game, but like, yeah,
I get a lot of Ava vibes from this, especially the whole idea of like the rebuilds and everything being a weird time loop.
Yeah.
Which usually I'm all about that, and you figure like this should be up my alley,
right? Honestly,
like it ticks all the boxes. But I think that the gameplay choices they made are what it soured me on everything. And then when I hear. Especially when I hear people talking about how this was the best game of 2017 when Persona exists, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me?
I think this game is really fucking good, though. Like, I really do think I know I'm kind of blasting through the story and it sounds like anime nonsense, but
I honestly think this game would have been great as like a one series anime. It's when it becomes a video game that loses me.
Yeah, I won't really get too much into the ending here, but basically,
we're gonna
no. God,
you don't get to pick and choose. We spoiled every game we've talked about. Why would you not do it
all right.
now? Don't be a
then here's what happens. After that, Nines is like, I'm gonna fucking kill A2, and this giant fucking tower rises up from under him, which is I think they only call it the tower in this game, but we would later known to be calling it by the tower at Paradigm's Breach, I believe.
Is that for Fantasy 14?
It is.
Fuck you.
And then this is where the game diverges one more time, and is like, do you want to play as 9S or do you want to play as A2? And the correct answer would be play A2 first and then just fucking play 9S. But you do both of these sections. You can just do them in any order. But A2 just continues 2B's mission, and you basically just go fight a Goliath, and you help Pascal get all the like robot children into this factory while you go fight the Goliath. After you kill the Goliath and go back to the factory, to see like if everyone's okay, you find out that all the fucking child robots have fucking killed themselves. All of them have committed suicide. And Pascal is like freaking out and taking it upon himself because he's the one who taught them emotion. And all of the robots that killed themselves, they killed themselves because they were scared to be killed. So they were like, well, fuck, we'll just do it ourselves. And then they just all died. And then he asked A2 to delete his memory and fucking end him because he can't fucking deal with himself after what he's done. And then from here, you basically go into the 9S section of the game, which is just like hacking into the fucking tower and just finding out that like hey, this war has just been going on forever and there's nothing you can do to stop it because we're just going to keep fucking going on and on and on until the ends of time. And then you get our final confrontation when A2 finally makes her way through the tower to 9S, and you get to have the last boss fight, which you get to choose. Well, I don't know if I call it a boss fight, but like you get to choose who you get to play as here, as A2 or 9S, and you get two different endings depending on who you choose. There isn't really like a there is. Oh my God, there's a third ending. That's right. Oh my God. So yeah.
What are you talking about? Like,
I was about to say, like, because there are two endings here, and neither of them really matter because there's a third ending that matters. So you have to do this, and you have to fight. You get A2's ending. A2's ending is like she cuts off 9S's arm, and she's about to give the killing blow. And she's like, she hears like 2B's voice being like, save him, like be good to him. And then I think that's when Nines fucking kills, or no, I think she ends up just fucking killing him. I can't remember that ending too much because I know the second ending is way cooler, which was the Nines one where he stabs A2, but in the process of him stabbing her, gets stabbed by her sword on accident basically and ends up killing himself, which there you can actually have Nines like leave that section and like save himself basically, but it doesn't matter because like the ending is still the same whether he just dies right there or not. But once you've done both of these endings and the credits are rolling, there's a third fucking ending, which is ending E, which is the canonical ending to the end of this game, which is basically, let's see if I can remember it. It is, the pods are talking. They're like, well, this isn't the way it fucking ends or whatever. And then they keep going on. And then you see,
they're these little robots, but you've never brought up.
Yeah, because they're insignificant. They're a gameplay thing. They're not.
They're droids.
Yeah, they're whatever. They're totally fine. But like, man, I can't remember this the E ending right now for the life of me, and I've been like all in this game for the last like 2 weeks getting it ready for today. Fuck. I know that like A2 is like sitting and you see fucking 9S and 2B dead on the planet and kind of like life is moving on without all of it. Oh, it was I now remember what happens. Instead of the tower sending a missile to the moon and fucking just basically blowing it up, it becomes like a peace vessel, and they send the last little like code up to there to be like, hey, everything's done basically, and we hope humanity can come back one day, and that's it, and that's the end of the game until Final Fantasy XIV happens, where the story continues apparently, or well, it definitely does because I fucking have done all of it, and we're gonna do that later tonight hopefully. But yeah, so that's kind of how it ends. The whole game basically just boils down to the idea of two AIs talking to each other and just kind of seeing where that goes. And it's like, well, eventually they're going to hate each other. They're going to start a war with each other. And then eventually both of them are going to try to kill each other until there's a stalemate where they're like, okay, well, look, let's not do anything until either of us can confirm something can happen. And it is just the classic like AI versus AI thing, since humanity is completely removed from this situation, since humanity's been fucking gone for a while now. But
the idea is, honestly, if you even get more nihilistic, is that the idea is that they're in a never-ending cycle. The end of that game on a gameplay level is the robot saying, well, it's sort of like the Undertale shit of like, well, they're dead, but I believe in them, so let's retake their memory codes. Let's beam them into space to a new planet. Maybe this time it'll end well, knowing full well that it'll probably repeat the cycle. And so the idea, at least in my mind, dictates that you're playing a game that could have taken place 1,000 times already.
Right.
And every time it ends the same way.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like stories like that.
It's very like you kind of mentioned earlier. It's like Evangelion, because like The fun thing about that series is even though you get to only see it really, I guess, like two times through the whole fucking loop, it's like it could have happened 1,000 fucking times. And then of course, like, spoilers, that fucking loop ends at the end of fucking Ava. But this one, it's inconclusive right now. As the story of NieR is continuing, it seems like things are still going to keep going. But
but at the end of that game, you have this thing where it becomes like like another shmup again, where you're fighting the end credits, which is like you're fighting the end of this game, and then at the end they're like, "Do you want?" It becomes impossible. Eventually, you're trying to fight Destiny. You're trying to fight the end credits, and eventually, it's like you just physically can't do it until other people come to help you, and it's other people's save files. Because at the end of that game, they ask, "Do you want to delete your save file entirely and upload it to the cloud to give the next person a chance?"
Yeah.
Which was a really cool idea.
It's cool. Like it's that whole idea of
kind of talking. I assumed it's kind of talking on. I assumed it's kind of talking on video games of, you can't fight against the creator. We're going to do whatever we want, but maybe if you band together, you can fight. Which is like, well, you shouldn't be fighting the creator because the people don't understand what they want. But
I think that was Yoko Taro's like whole thing, right? Was that when he was making the game, it was kind of a commentary on like how you are always fighting against the game as you play it. And this is a game that kind of pushes back on that, you know? Like it will end in certain ways that deems it ready to end, you know? And then you have to go back and try and keep going again. Like it's a really interesting way of creating a new style of like,
it's a great storytelling. And now it's time to get into it. The gameplay of this game fucking sucks.
Oh, the gameplay is great. I love the gameplay.
This game. Okay. Shouts out to our good friend Jake Innes of Gaming Cult Podcast. I played this entire game while on a call with him, and he can attest to all I was doing the whole time was saying, "Fuck this game. Fuck this game." Fuck. I was like pure fucking rage because I continuously had problems where the game would handicap my ability to fight by doing something to make your character like, you know, couldn't move or couldn't do this. Well, it's fighting all this bullshit, bullet hell shit. And then because I'm so used to just having autosaves, it's like, oh, you've lost 2 hours of time.
Yeah.
Fuck this game.
I don't know.
For that alone. No, fuck this game for that alone. I cannot be asked to do this. I understand I'm about to say, as someone who's beaten, you know,
Platinum 1,000 games.
Platinum 1,000, or no, someone who's beaten Control 5 times. Someone who's beaten the same, you know, Brick Breaker game 30 times. This is going to make sense, but I fucking hate repetition.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. I think that's fair.
To do the same thing over and over again. I hate when I'm having a conversation with someone and they tell, like, I hate circular conversations where you say something. I get this all the time, unfortunately, with elderly patients, where they go, "My back hurts." Where does it hurt? It hurts right here. Okay, let's put you on the table. And I find it. Is it hurt here? I adjust it. And they go, yeah. And it was hurting right here. Is like the place that we just fucking adjusted. You know, I don't like it when people make me do the same thing over again. So I hate replaying a game over and over again. Yeah. And so the idea that if you don't like, there is a point in, I think it's either the first or second Atom fight where you don't even have a choice. The last save spot was an hour ago because you can only save at these very specific spots. And I saved there, and you've got to go through this part, fight these things. I think it was like 45 minutes of going through this fucking tunnel. And if you die in that fight, which is part of why I die, is they do my least favorite thing in games, like I said, of they shock you, and so you don't have your motion anymore. It's like you can only crawl. And at the same time, it's still a bullet hell. Yeah. Fuck that.
I can sympathize with that a little bit. I kind of enjoy games, though, that have a penalty for you not learning how to play within its system. The
penalty should not be make me do the same fucking 45 minutes to get to the boss.
That may be true.
Me do the boss again, right? That's fine. I will bang my head against the boss. That's different. It's the Ninja Gaiden shit of
replay the stage, the whole stage until you come back. Yeah,
fuck that.
I don't mind.
And then all of that to no, I do, and it's a sin, and it should be. And I don't blame Yoko Taro. I kind of blame Yoko Taro because I bet Yoko Taro.
Oh, that was fully intentional. Yeah. So I mean, the game opens with "Learn how to save the game." Fuck you.
I have some good things to say about the gameplay that I will get to after I'm done shitting on it, but that sucks. Then, after all of that, to then have to play the entire game again as 9S, and it's fucking boring because it's just walking and hacking, and it's the same 3 puzzles or 4 puzzles.
Yeah,
sucks. And it's another 10 fucking hours of the same exact game again, but this time you learn feelings. And then the game at the end gets kind of cool because A2 does some shit, and they never really put that same penalty on 9 or on like they did on 2B of like, oh, you can't control yourself, your robot brain is going weird because you got the virus.
Yeah.
We never talked about in the story the whole reveal of 2B actually being 2E.
Yeah, that I don't know. I feel like it's so fucking.
That's a really good reveal of you find out at the end that once again this isn't the first time this has happened. Right. 9S continuously has been finding out that the humans are dead for years, and 2B's job is actually she's not 2B, she's 2E, and the E stands for executioner. Yeah, her job is to murder 9S every time 9S finds out the truth. Yeah. Then 9S is continuously finding out the truth. So it's even more to the fucking time loop of 9S is too smart, but they won't just get rid of him because he's an android who just keeps resetting.
And it kind of feels like the question of humanity, right? Like if we learned everything, wouldn't that kind of be the end of everything? Like wouldn't we just oh man. There is something that I kind of want to spoil, but like it is it's an Endwalker thing. All right, skip ahead like 2 minutes. There's a part at the end of Endwalker where you meet a race of these weird blob people that have they've reached that conclusion. They've figured out everything. They've found the meaning of life. They've figured it all out. And once they did that, they were like, well, there's nothing else left, and they all just erase themselves from existence, basically. So I kind of like that though. I love that the whole game is just like it is the most like pro-human fucking game in the world, but it is a game with really out. Once again,
it's a very cool story about human nature wrapped in a shitty Platinum game. Because hey, I'm gonna go on record here. I think Platinum misses more than it hits.
Really?
Yep. I don't like Platinum. Man. I don't like Platinum.
I don't think I've played a Platinum game I don't like, actually. I've liked everything that they've done.
I disagree.
I'm sure there's probably something out there that isn't great, but like I love Bayonetta, I love Vanquish, I love
I'm gonna list off
I'd say Beautiful Joe, but that doesn't really count.
I'm gonna list off all of the Platinum games.
Okay.
We're going to really quickly, you're just going to say good or bad. I could say good to like one of these. Ready?
Go for it.
Number 1, Mad World.
Good game.
Number 2, Infinite Space.
Haven't played it.
I don't know what that is. Number 3, Bayonetta. I don't like it. I don't like it. Vanquish.
A great game. Fucking excellent game.
Yeah. Anarchy Reigns.
Good game.
Revengeance. My Metal Gear Solid Revengeance. That's the one
great game. Fucking excellent game.
But I don't like character action. Wonderful 101.
Excellent. Loved it. I really enjoyed my time with that game.
Bayonetta 2. Once again, I just don't like it.
Haven't played it, but I assume it's probably great.
The Legend of Korra. That game absolutely sucks.
Okay, that game might suck.
Transformers Devastation.
Great.
I haven't heard anyone say anything. What?
Yeah. Have you not played it?
No, it looked like dog shit.
You probably own it because it was on PlayStation Plus for 1 year or for 1 month or whatever.
I didn't get it.
Oh, you didn't? Oh man, it is a great 5 hour game.
There was a couple of years. I had PlayStation Plus. I've had PlayStation Plus every year since 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a couple of years I want to say like 2015 and 2016 where I just totally forgot I had it, but I was paying for it and I didn't get any games on it.
I would say like if it has a platinum, I would check it out because that game is it's a really good arcade game.
Because also platinum games is fucking impossible because it's always beat every level on the hardest difficulty without ever getting hit once. That's the other reason I hate platinum. This is the only platinum that I have.
I don't know. Like I give that one a shot. That one I really enjoyed it. It feels like an arcade like like a game you would play in an arcade, like Ninja Turtles in Time, kind of, but like Platinum did it. And it's kind of cool. I like it.
Not.
It's cool.
Absolutely,
and it's short.
Not.
It's a really short game.
Complete all chapters, earning the highest rank on the highest difficulty.
Yeah, that might be rough.
Absolutely not. No.
Well, if you ever want just a fun,
it's the same reason I don't give a shit about Devil May Cry.
Oh, that's I mean that I'd say Devil May Cry hits or miss a lot. Like
it's
some of them are good, some
it's
are
the
bad.
Same shit.
Yeah.
And this plays like that same shit. I also find that kind of gameplay boring. It's just press X, press X, press X, press X.
I kind of feel that with like
hack.
Like the Batman Arkham games and stuff, like the Rocksteady Batman games, just because it just feels like you just kind of mash X. But the one thing I like about NieR is just that like at least there's the bullet hell to it.
Their bullet hell sucks. Arkham Asylum is a good game when you're not fighting things. I love Arkham Asylum for the puzzle of basically what is a 3D Metroidvania and doing detective mode to like stay in the shadows, right? The minute it becomes an actual fighting game, all it is just hit X, hit X, hit X, and then hit whatever the dodge button is when you get your little detective sense.
Right. When your spider sense goes off.
Yeah. When your spider sense goes off, you block, and then it's just hit X, hit X, hit X.
Yeah.
The game, the combat of Arkham Asylum was never good, but everything else was great. I love that game. Star Fox Zero and Star Fox God, ever played those? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutants in Manhattan. Doesn't everybody hate that game?
Yeah, I think that game was a bad game.
Astral Chain.
Astral Chain, I've heard, is really good, but that was one I haven't picked up yet.
If you're a fucking cop. And then Wonderful. I don't know. I don't really give a shit about any of those games.
I think Wonderful 101 is really fun. I
own the Wonderful 101 because I found it at a garage sale for like $2. I've never played it. I own the Wii U version.
Oh, gotcha. I have. I
think I just bought it to buy it.
I will say it does feel better on the Wii U because it is kind of made for that, like, kind of DS gameplay where you're like drawing on the screen and stuff like that. It's not as great with a controller, but it kind of works.
Here, I do want to talk two good things I liked about this game.
Hit me.
Number one, I really fucking I'm talking gameplay style. I really liked the upgrade, the way that they do like upgrades to your robot, which is you're a fucking android, so you've got an operating system. So when you press pause, it's like an iOS operating system. And so if you want to do upgrades, the upgrades are chips that you have to install in your own memory, and you only have so much like RAM space. Yeah. So it's like, okay, when you start, it's like, oh, the HUD is a tangible item that you can just take off if you want more RAM space for more, like you can disable your HUD to put in more attack damage.
Yeah.
I thought that was really smart. I also like that there's one of the chips, which is literally like your brain, that says, if you unplug this, you'll immediately die.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, whatever. And you do it and you get an ending. It's just, no, you died.
Well, that's how the beginning of the game works, is that you take out your memory chip and
there's
touch them together and they
endings
explode.
to this. There's 26 endings to this game, and there's only 5 that are like actual canon.
Yeah, there are 5 real endings and 19 joke endings.
The other thing that I like is because the only reason I bought this game, because I knew I wasn't going to like it, gameplay wise, when I heard it was made by Platinum, but everyone was talking about the story. But the only compromise to me was because I will be able to get this Platinum, is they did a thing that is insane, and I've never heard of anyone else doing. And I know Yoko Taro got shit for this, but when you get to the very end of that game, before the final ending, there's a fucking like merchant who is just like, I'll sell you the trophies to this game. And you can use the in-game money to unlock all of the trophies that aren't related to the 5 ending, like the story missions of the game. Any like side shit from you catch 20 different types of fish, or beat the ultra mega secret ending, or collect every weapon, you can just buy for money.
And did you do that?
1,000%.
Of course you fucking did.
I didn't like a lot of these. Some of the trophies I actually earned, because some of them I wasn't worried. It was nice to not worry about trophies. literally once I knew that, it was like, I only need to worry about where this thing is. And I looked up, it's like, when you get to this point, this is where you get it. It's like, great. I'll know. It wasn't a spoiler thing. It was just when this happens, go here. It's like, okay. Until then, all I did is play the game and I didn't worry about fucking anything else. And I just played a game like a normal person, which I haven't done in a while. And so I just did stuff if I wanted to. Mm-hmm. And at the end, I was able to buy every single fucking other. So like, I never did 80% of all the side quests. I did barely any side quests.
Right.
Unless it's like, oh, I'll do a side quest, it's fun. Or I didn't collect 80% of all the plugins. I didn't upgrade a weapon to the high. I didn't upgrade every single weapon to the highest level, which would have probably taken for fucking ever. I bought that trophy for in-game money. And the best part was they're expensive. And you really can't make enough money to do that unless you do the side quests. Unless you save scum, and right before you buy those trophies, you upload your save data to the cloud, spend all your money on trophies, then re-download your save data, and even though those trophies are still for sale and the game inside doesn't think you have them because PSN knows you have them, it doesn't fucking matter. And then I just beat the game, and then I sold the game because I don't ever want to play this fucking game again.
So are you saying that you won't be playing NieR Replicant 1.39 whatever?
No, because they didn't do that, and there's trophies in that game that are fucking long and boring. Like, hey, there's a trophy in that Replicant game for growing every type of flower, and you have to like do these little gardening mini games. Except the garden flowers don't grow in game time; they grow in real time.
Yeah, NieR Replicant is a wild beast of a game. But it's finally actually like the full, fucking version of the game. I would say, well, no, we're definitely not gonna play it on this fucking show.
Oh, I'll tell you this right now. The only other NieR thing I'll ever play is this fucking
the raid.
Raid to get the trophies. I'll do it one time with you, and then I will never do it again. NieR. Okay, I know. I'm gonna talk about myself for a second. This is a little self-realization. I understand the one thing that annoys a lot of people about me, which is I am intensely negative on shit that most people like. I will get so fucking like in the weeds and talk shit on a thing that honestly I could care less about just because enough people are talking about it and it's annoying me that I get angry. It's what happened to Final Fantasy XIV with you and me. You wouldn't shut up about Final Fantasy, so I decided that means I hate Final Fantasy now. No, people would not shut the fuck up about NieR Automata to the point where it's like, I have to play this game just to see what everyone's talking about. And I played it and it annoyed me. And it just went, this is what everyone was fucking talking about. And when people would continuously be positive about NieR Automata, I went, I'm going to go so hard the other way as to piss them off because fuck you for liking this game.
I have a question.
It's a terrible trait. It is a bad thing. I know that I shouldn't do it, but I do it.
Do you think that hampers your ability to like the game even though? Or do you think like there's still room for you to like find what everyone else sees in
this game? No, well, I went into it with an open mind saying I will play the game. I wanted to like it because everyone was saying it. I love the idea of this is a game that subverts the idea of video games and everything. And like I said, people were telling me it's about time loops and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you're saying all the words I like. Right. So I went in wanting to like this game and walked out saying, I didn't like that game. Honestly, like I said, it's got a cool story. I just don't like the gameplay. If we're just looking at my thoughts, like if I was to rate this game right after playing it, I would have gone, it's like a solid like 3 out of 5, right? It's like a solid 7. But then I dared to say I don't think I like it. Hey, people are like, oh, it's the best game. And so when I say I don't like this, and somebody decides they go, you don't even fucking it's the best game ever. I steer into the curve of okay, now I hate this game.
Right. I was gonna say you do have another chance to rate it, but
I'm going to rate it right now.
I was gonna say, what would you rate this game?
For trophies,
not bad.
Because you can buy them all. If you're just wanting to get this platinum, you can just play this fucking game, and not worry about the trophies and just play it on the easy. This is what I would do, honestly, because I just played it on normal. It has difficulty ratings. No, play it on the easiest difficulty.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
No, there is an easy.
Play it on the super easy mode so you don't have to suffer like I did. Just remember that you have to fucking save a bunch. And you can probably get through this game in like
15 hours.
The world record for getting all the trophies in this game is 2.5 hours.
Holy shit.
There's got to be cheating involved. Most people get it in about 6 to 8 hours. You could, if you skip all the cutscenes and just get through the game, you can get through the game in 6 to 10 hours. If you watch all the cutscenes, it's probably like 20, 25 hours.
Yeah.
And then you can buy all the trophies at the end. So for that, I give it gold. For playing this game for fun, this game is getting the very first one on this show. What did we give Final Fantasy 15? Because that was before we did the whole rating scale we have now. What did we give that out of 10?
I think we gave it like a really middling 5 out of 10.
Okay, well, for me, this is getting a rating of no trophies. That's a 1.
Oh, no.
I can't give it a 0 because it's still a video game, so it must at least get a number. A 0 out of 10 would mean it's not a video game.
Yeah.
A 0 out of 10 we will say for if we ever do a game that is completely broken and unplayable. This game's just unfun and I wouldn't suggest playing it gameplay-wise.
Okay.
It is getting no trophies from me.
See, I'm completely in the opposite camp. I think this game is fucking fantastic. I think this game fucking rules. I do see the complaints where 9S's playthrough can be a little tedious because it is kind of repeating a lot of the same stuff, but I think that 2B's gameplay is super fun. I love the idea of a bullet hell mixed with a hack and slash game.
Well, just play fucking Returnal then.
Yeah, which kind of seems. Well, I mean, we got there with Returnal,
that's not a hack and slash though. That's a bullet hell.
It's a bullet hell. You're a shooter too.
You're also shooting, yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess you do kind of shoot back in this, but still, actually, you know what? Real quick before I rate it. My biggest gripe with the game is the controls. I think that this game is it's one of those games that they utilize the controller in such a way that it's meant to make your hands hurt. It is meant, the developer himself has orchestrated the controls in such a way that it is meant to hurt your hands.
They made a game that is bad to control. Why do you like a game that is trying to be bad?
Well, because it's not trying to be bad. It's doing that the Metal Gear crawl through the fucking radiation hallway thing. It's just doing that. But no, there's a difference between that and bad controls that are hard to use that literally do hurt your hands sometimes. Well, that's the thing is that I don't think that the controls are necessarily hard to. Well, they are hard to use. It's just that I still feel competent enough to play the game. It's just that my hand will hurt afterwards is the only thing. Because it's you have to hold down L2 and L1 so that you can target and shoot your lasers and your bullets. And then you have to hold R1 to do your lock on, and then you gotta hit R2 to fucking dodge or something. It's just kind of too much, and by the end of it you're just you're hitting every button with every finger you possibly can, and it's that's annoying. And also not very good for accessibility, guys. But at the same time, I understand when it is created to be that way, I'm not as adverse to it because I know that at least that was artistic intention to it. Whereas if you just make a game that controls like ass, feels like ass, and you just didn't know how to do it, that's bad game making. That's bad developing, and you could have made it better. Whereas this is intended. So that's my only minor gripe about the game. Otherwise, I think this game rules. I think the story is fucking awesome. It is a great fucking tale. Especially I think it's one that you don't really need to know all of the story. But it will, if you enjoy this game, it will probably excite you to play more in this series, especially after you learn that this is probably the 5th game in the line of games that you should have been playing. So,
yeah, that's the other thing is I came into basically the mid-end of a storyline.
Yeah.
Because you have to play all of Drakengard and all those.
There's 3 Drakengard games, and then this is the 3rd NieR game. Yeah. Well, NieR Gestalt and NieR Replicant are the same game. kind of.
Isn't one of them where you're a son and one where you're a dad, though?
That's NieR. That's the first NieR in NieR Gestalt, I believe.
I hate.
Because NieR 1 is the first NieR, and then NieR Gestalt is what NieR Replicant was in Japan, but we didn't get NieR Replicant. We got NieR Gestalt instead, if I remember correctly. I don't know. There's like 10 fucking games, and they all interlock in a weird, forever long story that is still going because of Final Fantasy XIV. And not only that, but there is a new mobile game that is continuing it through there. So I'm sure this isn't the end of NieR. Definitely, like, this game did very well for Square and Platinum, so
I don't care.
I think we'll see more of it. And I'm excited, so I'm giving it a platinum. I fucking love this game. Fucking go play this game. It's a platinum game. Check it out. It's a platinum.
No,
platinum.
It's not. It's absolutely not, though, because I gave it a no trophies. So the average there is like a bronze
Silver?
and a half.
Oh, it's like a silver.
It's like a bronze and a half.
Maybe. I'd say it's a platinum. I think it's totally worth your time, though. Go check it out. Go check out
that if you are a fucking weirdo, you might like it. But if you're like me and only like good video games, you will think this game was dog shit. But if you skip all the cutscenes and you just play it on the easiest difficulty, it's a pretty good rated uncommon platinum trophy that you can get pretty quick. And I bet you can find that game on sale. So if you're crazy like me for platinums, just suffer through it.
Yeah, it's also on Game Pass right now. So if you have Game Pass,
no, shut
Xbox
up,
users,
shut your mouth. We don't. Those are bleep out those.
Wait,
words.
hang on. You know what? If you're out there, check out GameFly, and maybe you can just rent it there.
There you go.
GameFly, fucking where you at? Come on, dude. Like Dave, come on, man. Dave at GameFly.
They have fucking abandoned us.
One day,
I should just GameFly that Peppa Pig game.
Yeah,
if they gave me our fucking sponsorship, but they won't, so now I have to buy another copy of My Friend Peppa Pig.
You're gonna love it just as much as you.
I figured. Oh, that game's been out a while. I'll be able to get a used copy for like $5. They keep still going for like $30.
Yeah, Peppa Pig's like hot shit.
What the fuck?
Peppa Pig's a gay icon.
Why doesn't anyone on? That's a child, man.
That is just what all of my queer friends tell me. Like, they're like, honey, you don't like Peppa Pig? She's a fucking queer icon girl. And I'm like, oh, okay, right.
Hey, listen. No offense to anyone of any sexuality. Peppa Pig fucking sucks. As the owner, or not the owner anymore.
Previous owner.
As the previous owner and earner of the Platinum Trophy.
Platinum holder.
Peppa Pig's a fucking moron. I don't care that she's a child. I'm allowed to call this fake British fake child.
We're not going to sugarcoat it. You could be a dumb child. You could be a moron child. That's fine.
I know. I've met some real dumbass kids. I had some patients bringing some real stupid fucking kids into my office, and I'm just like, get the fuck out of my office. I didn't say that, of course. I would never say that.
Yeah. That was just, yeah.
Who? Okay, hold on. Side note. What fucking useless fucking adult brings a kid into a doctor's office, asks me to look at them. The kid fucking sneezes into my open mouth, and then the adult just goes, oh, it's so cute. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Now, this was pre-COVID, but still.
Like, come on, you know? Like, cover your mouth. Teach your kid to cover their damn mouth.
This game sucks.
No, this game fucking rules.
This game is the sneeze in an open mouth of video games.
Real quick before we wrap up here, Ryan. Yeah. I do have an email or a call. No, we have a call.
They're calls. Who's calling in? Caller, go ahead.
Hey, this is a new first time, long time. Here we go.
Oh yeah, here we go. I like the first time, long times.
Says, hi, More Trophy Pod. Long time listener, first time caller. Do you have a favorite or least favorite completion memories before trophies existed? Love the show. Thanks, Duncan. In their online name they have here too is Kikarl. Which hey, Kikarl, I know has been showing up to some of my streams lately, and I just want to personally thank you. Like they were somebody who came in through the Twitter. So. Shout outs.
All right, shut up. I have an answer to this question.
Go for it.
That That was mean. Yes, I 100% know. I got two. Number one is playing all of Eternal Darkness 3 times to get the final ending, where you get the secret ending where you find out that Manaroth was behind it all the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 2 has to be getting the giant golden banana in Donkey Kong Country.
Oh yeah, okay. I can see that. I mean, for me, like, I remember completing the Pokedex the first time and getting the diploma or like the certificate. That is so fun. Like, especially like Pokemon Blue. I remember as a kid, just like,
and I borrowed my friend's Game Boy. My friend had the Game Boy camera with the printer.
Oh yeah, and you could print it off.
Yeah, the little diploma.
Oh, that's so cool. Like, I remember.
I'm not entirely sure. Also, I think that was also. Was that my friend who's now in that band?
Oh yeah, maybe.
I don't remember. Yeah, like it was around that time. It was around that time frame.
I like that was one game that I had to like get help from like friends with it. Like that was such a cool like interesting thing. Like I had to get somebody with red to help trade over like Vulpixes and stuff to me.
I had red and somebody else had blue, and it was just like, just trade. Hey, I need to trade you my Haunter so I can get a Gengar.
Yeah,
and just trade me your starter. I'll trade it back.
And then like you would find like your one friend that would have just bought the game. You're like, oh wait, before you do that, pick up Bulbasaur and then get to the like second gem real quick, and then trade it to me, and then restart your game. Like, oh, I fucking love that. Like,
a lot to ask people.
That one was a really good one for me, and I think also probably beating Ozma for the first time, which is like the secret ultimate boss fight in Final Fantasy IX. Like that was a really big achievement for me when I did that.
One that for me that I still have the save file on the GBA version of Super Mario World. I don't remember which Super Mario Advance that is. Is that 3? Or 2? Whichever one was Super Mario World, they had the Yoshi coins that you could pick up in every level, and I got every single Yoshi. I remember that was around the time. So my sister was into cheerleading. We would have to go to cheerleading events where I would, it would be all day while she's have cheerleading meets, and I'm fucking stuck in the rafters, bored as shit.
Yeah.
And I had my GBA. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get every single one of these fucking coins, and I did it because I'm good at video games.
What's funny is I kind of have a similar thing to that. My sister, my little sister, was a swimmer, so we always went to like swim meets and tournaments or whatever, and I would always have to be, I'd have to tag along because my mom was a single mom, so can't leave me behind. And I played the Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventure with 3 of my friends that would travel to like the swim meets and stuff like that. Okay, and we played through the whole thing over like the course of a summer, and it fucking ruled. It was such a cool, because it like. And it's such a cool memory too, because like, oh yeah, I remember like we fought the first boss like in this city, and then like we moved on and like we do the next dungeon in another city, and like through that whole summer, like we played through 4 Swords, and then it was over and done. And I can successfully say I played that game from beginning to end with 3 other friends with link cables on our GBAs.
I got one more.
Yeah,
Halo, the first Halo.
Oh yeah,
my friend who lived across the street. His name was Brad. And he was the guy that I played like all of XXX Tricky with. He was like my best friend from like 8th grade till like the end of high school when we moved away. And then, it's that thing where it's like, is before Facebook, everything. So it's like, oh, I moved. So you kind of I moved. It's like, I'll never talk to you again.
Yeah, that's it there.
I always wonder what he's up to. I've never been able to get into, I find him on anything. Brad, if you're listening out there, what's up, homie? Let's be friends again. Yeah. I was just like, I heard that if you beat Halo all the way through on the hardest difficulty, there's like a special secret ending. And he was like, no way. Okay, let's do it. And we, like, over the course of a couple days, like, beat co-op the whole game on the hardest difficulty to get that ending where the alien and the sergeant dude, like, hug and grab each other's butts or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, is that a thing?
Oh yeah, look it up. Like, so at the end of Halo, when the Halo ring is blowing up, there's that sergeant guy that is like one of the humans that you talk to.
Yeah, like,
and if you beat it on the hardest difficulty, when the Halo is like exploding, it's him and one of the not the grunts. What were the middle guys? The guy that the
Elites?
Arbiter is. The Arbiter from Halo 2?
Yeah.
that race.
The Covenant.
The Covenant's the whole thing.
Yeah,
but it was like the mid guy.
I think they were just elites. I don't remember what they're called.
It was the middle range enemies that look like people. Anyway, it's two of that. It's the sergeant guy, one of those guys like melee fighting, and they see that it's all going up, and they're like, "Fuck it," and they don't say "fuck it," but they're just like, "Well, I guess we're about to die," and so they just hug, and then the elite guy grabs the sergeant's butt.
I fucking roll. Now I'm gonna have to play through Halo again.
Or you just look it up on YouTube. Because this was before YouTube. So.
Okay, so the species that the Arbiter is the Sangheli.
That's not what they call them, though.
No, they're just elites. This is what they're called.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, I didn't know that they were called that, and I didn't know that your fucking bro and Halo got his butt grabbed, but now I want to play through Halo again.
Here, we're just gonna. You just watch it really quick.
Just watch it. Halo butt grab. Is that what I'm looking for?
Halo. Here we go. Halo CD legendary ending. It's only 20 seconds long. No, I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now. Oh my god, he does.
There it is. So yeah.
Hang on. They're like pushing the gun at each other.
Over a gun, and they see everything happening. They're like, "Oh, the world's ending."
And the Pillar of Autumn explodes. He grabs his ass. What the?
It's the other way around though. It's the sergeant grabs the alien's butt.
Well, on this one, it showed the alien that grabbed his butt.
Oh, on the one I watched, it was the man grabs the alien's butt.
What the?
Maybe it's a dual butt grab. Hey, yeah.
So I think it's the anniversary one. They updated it and changed who did it.
Why? Then I saw the alien grab his butt because I saw it on the original one. Yeah. Anyway, that was a great call.
Hell yeah! Thank you so much, man.
Well, that was an episode, and that
was a good episode. Fucking played a good game.
Second, it's finally we have two bad games. We have Final Fantasy 15
this is a platinum.
And NieR Automata. This is canonically the worst video game we've ever talked about.
No,
it's got the worst rating. Whatever. This was your bad pick. Your picks are over. You have a history of all the bad picks have been your picks.
That's true.
So now it's my turn to pick. So
all right. And then,
think that I'd like to play what?
I was going to ask you. I was going to say, what do we want to play on this next one?
I think I'd like to play something that's a lot better. And I think that my choices will be much better. I'm very excited to make my choice. My choice.
Whoa. Hold on.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
The next.
See, if you're not on this show.
Yeah, you can't but we're kind of doing a thing right now.
It's my show now. You guys are going to be playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Will you join us at least?
Are you fucking be on it?
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, if you'll have me.
Okay.
Fine. Okay, fine. We'll do Horizon.
All right. Fine. Can you hold your pick for a week then, I guess?
Yeah. Well, it'd be
2 weeks. A month. Oh my god.
A month. I can't believe I'm doing this a month, but I'll do it. I'll do it because I'm the bigger man. Because as always, I have more trophies than you. Sorry about that. What were we talking about?
We were just bullshitting about Final Fantasy IX.
Oh yeah, we're talking about. All right.
Holy cow.
Maybe I should. I know what I'm going to play next, but maybe after that I should play a Final Fantasy game.
Ooh, you know what? I need to play Type 0, so maybe I can play some Type 0. Although I think Type 0 takes place in the 13 universe, and I don't know if you've played 13 or not. But
I now own all 3 of those games on PS3. I bought all 3 of them.
Well, could play some Final 13. Oh, I was gonna say, what if
I'm gonna play Type 0?
What if you do Kingdom Hearts?
What if you fuck off?
Perfect.
Why would you remind me about that?
Because you need to play the first one and fall in love with it. What if we did Kingdom Hearts for 20? Hey, thank you so much for listening to our podcast. If you'd like to send us questions, gaming memories, comments, or if you just want to know when the next episode's going to drop, then you can follow us on Twitter at NieR Trophies Pod. That's MORETROPHIESPOD. That's More Trophies Pod. Also, you can email us at ihavemoretrophiesthanyou@gmail.com. It's just the name of the show, all one word, @gmail.com. Also, be sure to follow Ryan at Dr._Ryan on Twitter. You can also keep up to date with his Monday night Twitch streams office hours at twitch.tv/Dr._Ryan. That's Dr._RYAN. Dr._Ryan on both Twitch and Twitter. And follow Chris on Twitter at Burezu in Japan. Now, I know what you're thinking. Don't worry, I'm going to spell it out for you right now. That's BUREZUINJAPAN. It's all one word, Burezu in Japan on Twitter. And when they are streaming, you can check them out at twitch.tv/BlazeTK. That's BLAZE, the letter T, the letter K on Twitch. BlazeTK. Thank you again so much, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode.